Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Monday. Happy Monday morning to most of you. There's a lot of ways you could choose to start the week. You choose to spend it with us. I know Jack and I both look forward to spending this time with you, and especially you guys who are able to attend live. You bring so much to the class. It's a real joy on my part to be able to make so many bridge friends from all over the world. So thank you for being here. Hey, Alice, Ann, Beetle, Ingrid, Pebbles, Miriam. I could keep on going, but I know we're here to learn. Jack will say hi to everyone. We know how good he is with that. Just a reminder before I start the recording, if you run into any tech trouble, don't leave that in the chat unless we see like huge fireworks, in which case I'll come back. I'll help out as best I can. But if you run into any trouble, reach out privately. Use the support widget on the website or just reply to any of the emails that I send you from learnbridgeonline.com. And I will receive those personally, and then I can help out. We won't distract from all the other, from all the learning going on. Julep, from a bike trainer. Okay, well done. I didn't read the trainer part. From a bike. I was about to say, stop. This will be there for you in the lesson library. Don't watch this while you're riding a bike, but a bike trainer. Okay, much better. Julep, very glad to have you with us. All right, let's start the recording, and then we will get started. It should fire up momentarily. Hey, Verona, thanks for joining us today. Susan, Madame Iola, do I recognize that name? Glad you could join us. Anyone else who's maybe back after a break, newish, folks watching on replay, we hope you'll say hi in the live chat and or on the class page. Leave your bridge questions, of course, there. But let's open it up. Maybe watching by replay, maybe you're new or coming back after a while. Say hi on the class page, and we can all keep socializing there. Hey, Ivy. All right, let's get to it. Let me make this big and find the button for Jack. Let's call him up. Join me in a warm virtual welcome. I know you guys are. Here we go. Hey there, Jack.
Morning.
Yeah, how are things there? How's the weather this last weekend?
Well, it's misty this morning, but over the weekend, yesterday was a nice sunny day. I was out playing paddle tennis.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, just something I've just started doing the last few weeks. I enjoyed it. Yes, it was like a social. So various people turned up and yeah, no, it was really good. Paddle tennis. It's like a combination of squash and tennis, I guess.
I asked you privately if it's the same thing as pickleball, which apparently now is all the rage, but I still don't really understand what it is.
No, it's all the rage in America. They've done with paddle, apparently. They're onto pickleball in America now, but we're still on with paddle tennis over here in England. But I think pickleball is on the move.
Okay, very good. Paddleball sounds a bit more respectable, Jack.
Well, listen, Bridget, we're coping with intervention today. So, when the opponents make a bid, it's a lot more difficult to find a rebid. So discipline is going to be the key word this morning.
All right, let's remember that. That's a good reminder. Jack, as always, I'm sure has his get out of jail free cards, but maybe he won't have to use.
I've got some get out of jail free cards. Yes, they're all stacked up, waiting.
But discipline. All right. And what a good follow-up to last week's lesson. Jack, I'll turn it over to you, but if I could be of any help, just sing out my name.
Great, Ben. Just thought I'd mention to you, obviously in 2 weeks' time, I'm very excited. It's our next lesson in the duplicate strategy
wonderful
course. So, and that's going to be plan bidding, so that should be fun.
Very good. Well, I'll look forward to that. Okay, over to you, Jack.
See you on the other side. Very good. Well, welcome, everyone. We're live, 9:34 UK time from Harrogate. Let's get going. Just press the right buttons, and there we go. We're coping with intervention. There you go. There are some players who are helping me out this morning. George Clooney's partnering Anne Widdecombe. Brad Pitt is partnering Julia Roberts. So that's an interesting bridge four we've got for you. Yes, I just said, bidding is much harder when the opponents overcall and take away bidding space. There's some sushi for you. Yes, take away sushi. Do you get it? Really, the crux of this morning's lesson is to make the bid that you plan to make without the intervention. So if the opponent's overcall has taken away your planned rebid, then pass. There you go. There's one of mine I prepared earlier. Some players find it very difficult to pass at the bridge table. I won't mention any names, but they do. And certainly you should be doubling them if they're always overbidding. But yeah, pass is a very useful bid on occasions. Which takes us straight into hand one. On the BBO, let's get going with a 1 diamond opener. East bids 1 spade. And South makes a very reasonable overcall of 2 hearts. Over to you. Do you bid again as the West hand or not? Okay, you've got 13 points. What do you think? Morning. Julia Q, Sam Manners, Philippa, Janie, Stuart, Amanda L, Cynthia, Ingrid, Amanda, Charlie. They're all passing. Oh, yes. Gosh. They're passing, yes. So the rebid would have been 2 diamonds, wouldn't it? So the thing is, you'd have to bid 3 diamonds now, which would be equivalent of a jump. So good discipline, everyone. I'm impressed. Almost all passing there. Melanie is back with us live. Thing is, 3 diamonds here would really show like a 16+ point hand. Because partners East, they've only bid 1 spade. They might only have 6 points. So you don't want to be bidding 3 diamonds here. Well done. North passes. Nowhere to go. Thing is, if you pass as opener to show a weak hand, your partner always gets another bid. I think that's a crucial thing in today's lesson. Partner can always bid again. They're not going to here with 7 points. Why would they or could they? Excellent. Well, a good disciplined auction by there. And if Jack's mum was here, she's on the train to Eurostar, I think, to France. But she would be impressed too. What's the opening lead from West? What would you lead as West against 2 hearts? Morning, Melanie, Maz, Nikki, Damien, Vivian. Vivian, I think, misspelled. Is it Vivian? Are you new, Vivian? Marion P's not. She's been here before. Our Sumpter's relatively new, enjoying it. Tiggy's up in Scotland. Hope you didn't have to put the sandbags out, Tiggy. Yeah, partners bid spade, so you should lead partner suit most of the time. Top of a doubleton, the king of spades. Yeah, far better to pass to. You've learned something already. 3 diamonds would be 1 or 2 down. 2 down on best defense. Much better to try and defeat 2 hearts and get a plus score. Mildly encouraging 6 from East. And another spade to the knave. No point wasting the... And what discard does West make, everyone? Oh, and I haven't said if good morning if you're watching in replay. Hello there. Could be a good afternoon or good evening to you. Could be the weekend. You're a big part of the class, those who watch in replay. No, squat, Stuart, only applies to the overcalling side. Yeah. Yeah, West is opener. Good question from Stuart, but no, West is opener. Squat doesn't apply to opener. Only the overcall. The only person who applied squat here would be South with their hearts. Yes, well done, everyone. Tony, Matt, good morning to you. Beetle, Charlie, Nikki, well done, Maz. An encouraging 9 of diamonds. High encouraging, says partner, please bear down, which they dutifully do. Well, they might as well play another one back. Which is ruffed. Yeah, there we go. What do we do next, do you think, as declarer? We've just trumped ruff the 2 of hearts. What do we do next? Which card should we play from Declare It as South? Morning, Anne and Harrogate. Definitely draw trumps, Anne and Harrogate, but how? Try not to look at the opponent's cards, because it won't actually really help you with the answer anyway. But just looking at North-South, what would be the best odds, do you think, here? Play the Ace-King? Would that be good odds, or finesse? Morning, Janie. Sam Manners is with us. Just to keep an eye on my quality control of my captions. Yeah, best to go to dummy with the Ace of Clubs and play the 10 of Hearts. Which one from South now? Maria's in Spain. Morning, Anne. Damien. Yes, of course, say hello to you. Nikki. Oh, Pat's with us. Hi, Pat. Eliza. Patty Rigg. Yeah, well, that's the reason we went to dummy, was to finesse. Yeah, missing 6 cards. Definitely right to finesse here. Good. Loses to the Queen. Yeah, bad luck. Switches to, say, the Jack of Clubs. And we draw trumps. Like that. Still a couple left. Well, I might as well continue drawing the trumps to see if the opponents do something silly. But they're not throwing their club, no. Clearly the 10 of clubs is a master. So at the end of the day, 2 hearts, you got a nice little one down there, 50, a plus score. You wouldn't have made 3 diamonds, but at least 1 or 2 down, 2 down on best defense. So good discipline there, gets you a nice little plus 50 in your score column. Nothing North-South could do about it. It was a perfectly reasonable overcall, but dummy wasn't so good, was it? Dummy was only worth 1 trick with the Ace of Clubs. Good. Let's move on. I think we've got the message there. Just for some of you less experienced, you might have, in replay or watching, you might have led the Queen of Diamonds. Never lead away from an ace. It would have been a disaster here. The singleton King of Diamonds would have won. So just a little footnote. You can see why leading from an ace is so dangerous. If you were to have led the Queen of Diamonds, the cardinal sin, the King of Diamonds would have made. So avoid the diamond suit like the plague. Right, back to the classroom. Okay, back to you. So you've opened the bidding with 1 diamond collectively. I've responded 1 spade, 6 to 26 points really, no upper limit. East has overcalled 2 hearts, which is irritating. What would be your best bid now as South, if anything, with 15 points? And that's, much of the skill of bridge and duplicate bridge is knowing when to bid and being quite aggressive in the auction, but also knowing when to be disciplined, pulling back and getting a plus score. That what makes duplicate bridge so difficult, but fun. So the rebid, Leslie, yes, would have been 1 no trump, wouldn't it? Showing 15 to 16. But that rebid has been taken away. And most of you are passing. Teresa is in New Zealand. Vicky is also passing. Of course, most of the, Chris and Ely, of course. Most of you are passing, but of course, most of the right answers do come from the chat box because you're bound to be the more confident ones who are using the chat box. Should we have a look? There we go. Yeah, and as I've said before, North always gets another bid. They can bid 2 spades or 2 no trumps or whatever if they want to. But good discipline here. We'll look at the 2 no trump bid in a second, but I will just tell you, 2 no trump here is the equivalent of a jump to 2 no trumps, showing 17, 18, and a stopper in hearts, of course. Here's another one for you. You've opened a diamond, similar auction as before. Do you bid anything with 12 points here? know what you would have rebid. Oh, a question just flashed past quite quickly from Rosemary. Yes, Rosemary. Well, some more experienced partnerships, Rosemary, watching, might play a rebid as 15 to 19. But that'd be for the more experienced or for the beginners, funnily enough. You're in the middle. Improvers, intermediates. The one no trump rebid's 15, 16. But let's not go into the no trump rebids now, Rosemary, because it would be confusing. But you can always send me a public message on the posting page. But I'll just say the more experienced players sometimes use their range different. Less experienced players, beginners, use it as something else. Improver, intermediate, the one no trump is 15, 16. Otherwise, things could get confusing. More confusing than they already are. It's a pass. Well done. The rebid's been taken away. Alice, do you need a coffee? Another one for you. This time, you've got 17 points. By the way, we're going to look at a really useful gadget in the second half of this lesson. What about this one? 17 points here. Has your rebid been taken away? By the look of it, no. You're all bidding 2 no trumps. Oh, Peter A is on board. Morning, Peters. You can probably hear me from here. He's in Harrogate somewhere. Oh, Margarita's back. She had to take the puppy out. Thank you for sharing that, Margarita. What's your puppy called? I love dogs. As you know, most of you have met my dogs. They're not here at the moment. Casper with a K. Woof, woof. Here, everyone. Good. It's 2 no trumps. Good. And crucially, a stopper in hearts. Yeah, so you don't always have to have stoppers. The only time you need stoppers to bid no trumps is when the opponents have overcalled. If East hadn't overcalled, 2 no trump just shows 17, 18. You don't need to have a stopper in every suit. But now they've overcalled 2 hearts. To bid no trumps, you must have a stopper. That makes sense. Otherwise, they take the first 5 or 6 tricks, you know. Caroline's got a question. With the modern rebid pass, no, whatever system you're playing, Caroline, 2 no trumps here, 17, 18. Modern or old or in the middle. Good to get wrong answers, though. 1 or 2 of you putting in wrong answers. That's good. You'll learn from those. Let's go on to hand 2 on BBO now. One I prepared earlier. One diamond opening. 18 points. 1 spade by North. Never bypass a 4-card major at the 1 level. Well, almost never. East bids a normal looking 2 hearts. Mainly for the lead. You know, you're not expecting to play in 2 hearts, but it's a great suit for partners. A lead, isn't it? What does South do now? 18 points. Morning, Shauna. She's a bit sleepy today. Marion P, Vicky, Tim, Liz. Yes, you're all bidding 2 no trumps. Hillary, let's cut to the chase. 17, 18 with a heart stopper. And would you raise to 3 no trumps with North? It's a borderline decision with your 7 points. What do you think? Pass or 3 no trump? It is borderline. You know you've got 24, 25 points. The jury's out. Some of you passing, some of you bid 3 no trumps. I think Damien's got a good point. Good point with Damien and Peter A. You've actually, the key to this decision, with a normal 7 points, I'd pass, especially playing duplicate. But you've actually got the king and the 10 of diamonds, which is partner's suit. So well done, Anne and others who mentioned that. So that would turn the tables. You've got good cards in partner's suit. The king and 10 of diamonds are going to come in very useful his partner's got diamonds. So it is a good point, Margarita. And well done for those who mentioned that. Don't mind about the long heart suit in East, Tiggy. Partner's got a stopper. That wouldn't bother me as North. So it's an interesting borderline decision. The diamonds were the key here. Leading partner suit, of course. And in no trumps, you don't need to lead middle up down because there's no roughing to be done. You're not going to confuse partner with a doubleton. So I generally just lead the highest from 3 small cards, high for hate. Which one does East play, by the way? I don't think it matters. Only one stopper's fine, Robertson Sue. Some people do ask me that question. The double acts, by the way, Robertson Sue. We don't have many double acts. We've got to take care of them. If you waited for a second stopper, Robertson Sue, you'd be waiting till Christmas to bid 3 no trumps. Christmas, thankfully, is a long time away. Good cheapest of touching honours there. Well done, the 10. And clearly you're going to duck it. I'm not going to ask you that on the intermediate class. I would on the improvers on Wednesday. Another heart, and we duck again. Quack, quack. Okay. Now, let's count our certain tricks. 5, 6, 7, 8. You probably did that to begin with, hopefully. But we have severed the communication. Yep. There's my scissors. What we're going to do now is go to dummy with a king of diamonds. We could rattle off 5 diamonds here, but I prefer... What are we going to do next? I'm not going to rattle off 5 diamonds. The club wasn't a signal to raise a note. Didn't mean anything. Yeah, our only chance of a 9th trick is clubs, isn't it? So let's play a club now. I mean, optionally, you could rattle off 5 diamonds and go to dummy with the ace of spades. But let's play a club. And just try and focus on the north-south cards if you can. I know it's not easy, just for a minute. Try not to look at east-west. But which one do you think you would play at the table? Would you put in the king of clubs or the jack of clubs? And you could give me a reason if you like as well. So 2 marks available here. 1 mark if you tell me whether it's the king or the jack of clubs. That's relatively easy. But 2nd mark if you tell me why. I mean, I know you can see the cards. I can see them. I know that the club finesse is going to work here, but why are we doing that? Why have not been right to try the king of clubs? Any ideas? Lots of answers coming in, which is great. I'll tell you why. And there's so many answers come in, I can't answer all of them, but I'll just tell you the right one. The right one is because if East had the ace of clubs, they would have played it, all right? And taken their winning heart tricks. So East won't have the ace of clubs. So this is the key thing. You know that West has got the ace of clubs. So you put in the jack. All right, so it's quite a subtle reason that. May not all have got it. If East had had the ace of clubs, they'd have risen with it and taken their heart winners for 1 down. So we're just going to pause and think about that for a second. So, yeah, it's a very subtle reason. If you're not getting it, it can waft over your head like a warm autumnal breeze. So we don't mind losing to the ace here, of course, because you have severed the communication. Many of you are on the right lines with your answers. We don't mind losing to the ace because they can't return a heart. So what do? They try a spade. We win with the king. And we will just take our winners because it's polite. For the opponents, ace of diamonds. We'll just rattle off the winners now. Queen. They're not going to make their hearts. These hearts have to go now. But East does well to hang on to their Queen 10x of clubs. Otherwise, we'd have made an extra King of clubs before it runs away, or we forget to play it. And a spade to the ace. Giving up a trick at the end. That one, I don't think is it available in replay? No. So there we go, 400, actually 600, 3 no trumps just making. But yes, it was a subtle reason for going in with that jack of clubs there. Yeah, Cynthia says West could have the ace and the queen. In that case, Cynthia, we'd be 1 down. Yeah, you would be unlucky. But good point from Cynthia. Yeah, if West has got the ace, queen of clubs, we wouldn't have made any extra tricks. That would be fairly unlucky. Right, let's go back to the slides because we've still got something very exciting to look forward to. Yeah, let's just look at responder first before we look at the second half of the lesson. The same is true for responder. Pass if your rebid's been taken away. Is there a bid here for you here, everyone? 1 spade. 2 heart overcall by South. What have you got? 10 points. Some of you, I don't think that many, to be honest, would play negative doubles, which are very confusing. I didn't actually teach them online or face-to-face. I think they're more for experienced partnership. So if you were playing negative doubles, you could use one of those here, but only for those who play them. I'm not going to talk about them because in my experience, they can be very confusing. But they are for the more experienced partnerships, and you have to agree them that you're playing negative doubles. But I'm not going to discuss them further at this stage. More information online. So yes, you would pass. Good. Partner always gets another bid. Shocker Claire, good morning. And Ingrid's with us. Miriam L. Here's another. Is there a bid for you here? Has your responder's bid been taken away? We did first responder last week. Have you got a bid here with 8 points? Next week is a review of the previous 5 or 6 weeks, and then responders rebid after that, which is a really important lesson. Then the duplicate strategy, slam bidding. Yep, your rebid hasn't been taken away actually, because whether East bids 2 hearts or not, you'd have still bid 2 spades with the 3 card major. Good. Better than the nebulous 1 no trump. I wouldn't bid 2 spades with 10 high card points, Judith. No, it's only 6 to 9. Although I might have to. Well, I might have to, Judith. If I had to pass otherwise, I might borrow a point. I wouldn't feel that happy about it. Good question from Judith. What about this one? 1 spade, 2 hearts. You've got 11 points here as responder. Yeah, rather than pass, I probably would bid 2 spades, Judith, if I had nothing else to do. Yeah, so here, well, your rebid has been taken away. Fun enough, over 1 spade, I'd have bid 2 clubs with this hand, cheapest of 4s. I never mind bidding a bad suit as responder, 4 to the 8. So that rebid's been taken away, but we have another bid up our sleeve. Yeah, so had East passed, South would have responded 2 clubs, cheapest of 4s. Now, though, we can bid 2 no trump, which is 10 to 12 points, and here guarantees a stopper in hearts. Good. How are you getting on in replay with these? Really important lesson, this one, because obviously it comes up a lot. You know, some of these things come up rarely that I teach, but these type of things come up every day. We're going to move on to stage 2. Isn't it annoying when you want to bid no trumps, you don't have a stopper in the overcaller's suit? Yeah. There are a couple of my wine bottles. Mind you, mine don't have stoppers in. They're only joking, they do, don't worry. We have a solution. The solution is to bid the overcaller's suit. This is never natural in bridge, so an opener or responder bids the overcaller's suit, then it asks partner for a stopper in that suit, known as a Q bid. For those who play, I think it's called 8-ball pool, isn't it? It's not an unassuming Q bid though, Shauna. I'm quite glad you said that, but no, it's not. No, let's not get confused. The unassuming Q bid, which I teach, as you know, is only for the overcallers. Yeah. Now, it's just known as a Q bid. Basically, we have lots of Q bids in bridge. It's effectively bidding the opponent's suit. And sometimes it has different meanings. Stopper, I think you're pretty good at what stoppers are. And there's the long stopper look, 5 to the 10. Hence the cricket caption, long stop. I'm glad you mentioned that. Nikki, we're going to find out in just a second. Nikki's keen to know. So here's the asking for a stopper. If partner has a stopper, then they bid 3 no trumps, clearly. I've got a stopper in their suit. If they don't have a stopper, then they show you 3 card support for their suit. Yeah, original suit. Or bid another suit or repeat their own suit. Okay, so let's put this little gadget into action. Some of you will be new to this. Some will have done it before and be rusty, might have forgotten it. So you've opened a spade with your 16 points. I bid 2 diamonds, showing 4 cards in diamonds and 10 plus points. South had their rebid all planned out, didn't they? Oh, they like the caption so much, I'll show it to you one more time. There you go, Tiki and Margarita. It's fun putting captions together. Yeah, so back to this one. 16 points. What do you do now? It's not the same as forcing Chocker, Claire, no. Because basically because it's not, it's not full suit, no. How do we'd have liked to have rebid 2 no trumps, wouldn't we, to show 15, 16. But there's no heart stopper. Is there a way around that? We don't really want to pass. We know we've got... And to make this Q bid, everyone, you must have game values. Here we know partner's got 10 points. We've got 16. We definitely want to be in game. So it's a game forcing 3 hearts, which would be very alertable at the bridge table. So if you're playing face-to-face bridge, I've even got an alert card now. I found one in my cupboard. Yeah. If you're playing face-to-face, North brings out the alert card at the table. Otherwise, a battle axe might tell you off and call the director, make you cry. So, yeah, person opposite face-to-face alerts it. Doesn't have a name, Robert and Sue, no. Just called asking for a stopper for no trumps. Good, isn't it? But you have to make this type of bid, you have to have at least 25 points between you. Don't just suddenly use it the whole time. Here we know we've got enough points for game. Yeah, some weeks are busier than others with the caption, Sam. And that's a love heart, yes, hearts. Oh, yes, a heart stopper. Yeah, good one. Don't worry about clubs, Ingrid. If you worry about clubs, then you'll be here till next Christmas. But yeah, you honestly don't need to worry about clubs. You only need to worry about their suit because they're going to lead hearts, you see. So you do not need to have stopper in every suit. And good question from Ingrid, though. Okay, and I've just said it's important. You must only ask for a stopper when you know you've got enough points for game. I've said that. No, you still lead hearts, Dorian. Dorian's got a good question. The opponents might easily only have 1 stopper. So don't let that put the opposition off leading hearts. No, I would always lead my partner's suit still. Yeah. The bidding proceeds, and we'll see how the bidding proceeds now in the second part of this lesson. If partner has no stopper, Jane, again, we'll come on to that. One thing it mustn't do is pass. But we'll come on to both of those questions in due course. Let's play hand 3 to give ourselves an idea of this. It's a more, it's slightly more advanced, this one. I definitely wouldn't be doing it with the beginners or improvers. You've just got to remember the key thing of this is that it's opener or responder bidding the overcall of suits, asking for a stopper. Not to be confused with that conventional bid. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at this first. Hang on. Let's go to hand 3. First of all, on BBO, but it's reasonably difficult, this. You know, it might take you a little while to get used to. So 1 spade opener. What would you respond on the south hand? What have you got, 10 points? North's got 16. What do you bid on the south hand? You must alert it, Jan, but your partner would alert it playing face-to-face bridge. You never alert your own bids playing face-to-face. Playing online, which we'll practice in a second, you alert your own bids. The standard of bridge is good. 2 clubs. Julep, I think, is new. Julep's on the bike. Yeah, cheapest of 4s. 2 clubs. 2 diamond overcall by West. Nothing wrong with that at all. Great suit. Partner, please lead diamonds. North has got a little problem now. 16 points. They've loved to have rebid 2 no trumps. What do they do now? Apart from panic. Just a reminder, of course, we still have our, for newcomers, the last few weeks and months, we do have a meetup on BBO on Monday evenings at 7 o'clock. And what time is it on Thursdays? Just remind me. Mondays at 7. No, Tiggy, because it would be a jump, you see. 3 no trumps would be 17 to 19 here. 2 o'clock on Thursdays. I thought so. Thank you, Jill and Sarah. So yes, for those who'd like to join on BBO, Mondays at 7 o'clock in the evening, Thursdays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if you'd like to play with nice, friendly LBO people. And you can always identify the LBO people because most of them have LBO after their name. And you can join a table. Yeah, just come along on your own. Normally there's a table. You might have to wait a little bit sometimes. Now, let's just get this straight. A 2 no trump rebid here is 15-16, everyone, with a diamond stopper. Remember, when you rebid no trumps at the lowest level by opener, it's 15-16. If you jump, like here, 17 to 19. Let's just get that clear because Julie and Tiggy were a bit unsure. But of course, we can't bid no trumps here, so I'm even going to alert it because I'm a good boy. 3 diamonds. Partner, have you got a stopper? And South does what with their 10 points? It's a useful little gadget. Again, doesn't come up so often. But when it does, it gets you out of a tight spot. So it's a useful string to your bow. I was never a particularly good archer. Yeah, so South bids 3 no trumps. That just says either stopper in diamonds. Yeah, it's all happening today, Tiggy. We've had the scissors. We've had the archer. Right, that's it. Opening lead, please. If you don't have a stopper, Maz, we'll come back onto that in a second. Here, they'd have had to have bid 3 hearts. But we'll come on to if you don't have a stopper later. There will be some slides and a set hand on it for those who'd like to know. Yes, remember from a sequence to lead the Queen of Diamonds. I think most club players would lead the Queen of Diamonds here, but I'm going to come back to the opening lead later. But it's a standard lead from Ace, Queen, Jack, Tennis, lead the Queen, yes. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 certain tricks. Clearly the spades are going to be the gold dust. We've got an interesting decision there. So what I'm thinking about the overcall of 2 diamonds. They've either got 5 or more likely to have 6 card suit. I'm thinking about the gold dust, the extra tricks, which I've now done. I'm also thinking quite hard about whether to win the king of diamonds or not. So here's the crucial decision. Do you win with the king or do you duck it? If you're watching in replay, what do you think? Ooh, another animated caption I can't resist. Yes, if you don't duck it, if you win the king of diamonds, you take a losing spade finesse to the queen, and they return the 7 of diamonds, you'd lose the next however many tricks and go at least 2 down. Yeah, so we do duck the first round. Good, that was like the key play. Well done. Otherwise, you then take a losing spade finesse and they get in with their diamonds. What does West do next, do you think? Having won the queen of diamonds. Interesting hand, this one. Available in replay, so you can have a go at playing it out yourself as well. What does West do next? Not declare, no. West is still winning, remember, the opponents. I think most club players would play the jack of diamonds here, as you've suggested. But I'm going to come back to that again at the end, whether it's right to continue with diamonds. Some of you are suggesting a switch. Interesting, isn't it? I'll talk about that at the end. A switch to the queen of hearts, maybe. Just have a think about that. But I think most players would continue with the jack of diamonds, which is what happened at the table. And we must win our king now. By the way, serious health warning. If you duck twice, Elaine, I'm afraid you'll never make your king. You have to take it now. Yeah, I was just about to say, serious health warning about ducking kings in no trumps. You have to know exactly what you're doing to do so. I mean, I really wouldn't do it that often because sometimes you end up not making your king. Yes, you definitely can't duck twice here. Right. Which card do we play next from Declare, everyone? Which card do we play next as Declare South? Well, we must get the gold dust going. And it's some of you playing the 3 of spades. I'm glad I asked this question, actually. There's always the higher card from the shorter holding. Otherwise, the suit will get blocked. Also, you pick up a singleton queen occasionally. But much better start with the king of spades here. Clubs can wait, by the way. That 5-card suit on a good day could produce 5 tricks for us. Not today, but on a good day, we could make all 5 spade tricks. Clearly, you're going to finesse. Now, this loses to the queen, but now your clever play of ducking the first round has paid off because they can't return a diamond. Yes, top of 2, Annie. Top of a doubleton, if you like. Good to keep you on your toes. So they try a heart. Noting the play of the jack of hearts from West, by the way, I've noted that. Okay, so we've noted that West has played the jack of hearts. Ace of spades is a winner. Diamond can go. Club can go. Jack of spades is a winner. And the 6 of spades is a winner. Nine of clubs pretty useless. Okay. Now we play the ace of hearts. We've reached an interesting 4-card ending. Now it's easier to see with all 4 hands laid out, but what do you think we do now as North? And remember, this is duplicate. Well, this is a duplicate hand. So over tricks are important. But even if it's not duplicate, I think there's a way of guaranteeing some over tricks here. What do we do now from dummy as North? Well, I know we can see all four hands, but even if you couldn't, you know that West has played the Jack of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts. So you know that East has the length in hearts. So what we do now, everyone, is an end play. We know that East has the winning heart, okay, 100%, because West has played the Jack and the Queen. And also East switched to the 10 of Hearts, promising the 9. So we put them on lead with the 9 of Hearts, and we've got the perfect end play now. So poor old East, it's very, I mean, I do say it myself, I'm sure you'll agree, I know you will. It's a very interesting hand, this, in the bidding, in the lead, and in the play. It's one of my favourite hands, I think. So now they're end played into playing a club into the King Jack. So we make an over trick, which we wouldn't otherwise have got if we'd have taken the club finesse ourselves. So a very hard-earned 10 tricks there, which clearly would be the top at your local bridge club. Now, it was fun, wasn't it? And you can actually play that one on BBO. If you've never done that before, give it a try after this lesson or later on today. You're watching the replay as well. Bashir gives you 2 hands to play on BBO, and this is one of them. So you can have a go. You have to play out all 4 cards yourself by pressing the play button. Yes, Peter, they play on the Ackle Players Bridge Club. I believe they do. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. Peter's just got a question about meeting up on BBO at 7 on Mondays. The lead was interesting there. I think most club players would lead the Queen of Diamonds, but imagine if you'd have led something else. You know, I think it's a good case here for the club expert leading the Queen of Hearts, actually, knowing that Declarer's got the King of Diamonds. Because it did actually give them a trick, didn't it? And then the contract's going to be impossible to make. So, yeah, when you know that Declarer's got the King of Diamonds, I think there was a case for leading the Queen of Hearts here. Also, there was definitely a case, I think, once the Queen of Diamonds wins, as 1 or 2 of you suggested, then switching to the Queen of Hearts, a trick 2. And again, Declarer will find it very hard to make 9 tricks. Okay, so interesting on the opening lead, wasn't it? I think on a good day, I'd have led the Queen of Hearts there, hoping then get partner in to play a diamond through the King. Because I know that by leading the Queen of Diamonds, it's going to give Declarer a trick to the King, which otherwise they wouldn't have made. And I don't have many entries to that hand. There's really no entries to that hand, are there, as West, you know, to take your diamond winner. So there was a very good case for leading the Queen of Hearts here, the unbid suit. But that, again, would be the domain of your club expert or Jack Stocken on a good day. They could have played it. Melanie's asking why West didn't play Ace of Diamonds on the second round. They could have done, Melanie, but it wouldn't have made any difference. And you never know. Some Souths erroneously don't win the King second time round. Right. Let's say goodbye to that hand. It was fun. We need to go back to the slides. Now, hang on. There we are. Okay. So I've opened a spade. East has over to call 2 clubs. You bid 2 hearts, normal, showing 5 cards, by the way, guaranteeing 5 cards by South, never 4. 3 clubs by North, asking for a stopper, alerting. If you're playing face-to-face, South alerts it, never alert your own bids. Playing face-to-face, might get told off. Over to South, what do they do now, do you think? They're being asked for a stopper for 3 no trumps. Elaine's asked me, how do you know whether to duck twice? Elaine, experience. The E word again. But I would almost never duck a king twice. No. Unless the ace has already been played. Only time I think, really, the only time you really duck kings is if the ace has been played, or situations like that last hand. What does South bid now, everyone? Clearly they can't bid 3 no trumps. A few of you are asking this question. Three hearts. Yeah. I mean, you could bid 3 diamonds. I wouldn't. No, sorry, not 3 diamonds. 3 hearts. Yeah. You've got nothing else to bid. So it just says, I haven't got a club stopper. So it just repeats the heart suit. Good. So South bids 3 hearts. They've got to bid something. They can't bid 3 spades with only a doubleton. If they have 3 cards in spades, then South will bid 3 spades. You'll always have something to bid, by the way. Just bid something. Don't pass. But don't bid 3 no trumps. And this is how the bidding might go. Look, 3 hearts there, and then North is happy to bid 4 hearts. So you've avoided 3 no trumps, where you would have lost the first 5 or 6 tricks, and 4 hearts is a nice little contract. Make easily 5, 9, 10 tricks. It'll take a little while for those who are new to this. Some of you will be, I know, or have forgotten about it, just to get in to the system. But obviously, we've got the worksheet to download as well, which has got more examples on it. And I don't mind playing in a 5-2 major fit sometimes, with a good 5-2 major fit. Look how good the hearts are. If 3 no trumps is not an option, I'd far rather be in 4 hearts or 4 spades occasionally on a 5-2 fit, if we know 3 no trumps isn't going to work. Well done. Let's play the final hand on BBO. We're doing nicely on time. But just remember, the key thing really, I'll say it one more time, is that it's asking for a stopper. Clearly, you haven't got a stopper. If you had a stopper, you bid no trumps yourself. Kind of does make sense, so it's easy for me to say that. Right. 1 spade. Remember, the major first. Playing Akol. 2 club overcall. I mean, you could do a weak jump overcall with that, but East is vulnerable. And there seem to be quite a few losers, don't there, in hearts. So 2 clubs is fine there. You could jump to 3 clubs, but really at the 3 level, I'd prefer a 7-card suit. Especially vulnerable. So 2 clubs there. 2 hearts by South. Remember, a major suit at the 2 level by Responder. Guarantees a 5-card suit. Never 4. And back to North with their balance 16. 2 no trumps here. It would be 15-16, by the way. But it would show a club stopper. What does North do next? Oh, thanks, Bruce. Always nice to have your company. We'll see you next week. Yes, we can use our little gadget, the Qubit. Doesn't have a name. Asking for a stopper for no trumps. Yeah, it's very useful. You wouldn't use it for any other purpose. How does South respond to this? Clearly they can't bid 3 no trumps. He could bid. Oh, fine here, Chris. 2 no trumps here would show 15-16, but it would show a club stopper. Yeah. If they don't overcall, Chris, let's just make this clear, everyone. The 2 no trump rebid is 15-16. Stoppers or no stoppers. But when they overcall, you see, 2 no trump here, Chris, guarantees a club stopper, which we don't have. So we can't bid no trumps. Oh, you could bid, I think I'd bid 3 diamonds, actually. I don't mind 3 hearts, but, we're kind of showing 5 and 4, aren't we? North would bid 3 hearts now with their ace doubleton. And we rest in 4 hearts. I don't mind 3 hearts, but about 3 diamonds there is a bit more descriptive, showing 5 hearts and 4 diamonds. Opening lead. Yeah, we've got to a very good contract here, 4 hearts. 5 diamonds wouldn't make. What do we lead, everyone? Very instructive hands, these. I know I'm saying it myself, especially that last one. It's one of my favourite hands. Well, I'm glad it seems logical when I explain, Anne and Harrogate. Yeah, it's not always so logical at the table when the pressure's on. You know, you've got the cards in your hand. It's much more difficult. Funny enough, I'm playing bridge this afternoon, actually. At 1 o'clock. I won't tell you where, because otherwise you might track my results. Yeah, 2 hearts shows 5 hearts anyway, Anna. Well, what's wrong with the ace of clubs? I don't always like to lead an ace of partner suit, I must say, because sometimes it's wrong if declarer's got the king. But here, East has overcalled 2 clubs vulnerable. So they must have a pretty good suit. I'm really expecting them to have the king of clubs. But I agree, it's not always the right thing to do. Also, we've got a doubleton, you see, as well. So we might well get a ruff in. But I do agree with you. It's certainly not always right to lead the ace of partner suit without the king, because sometimes declarer has the king of clubs and you give a trick away. But here I am more prone to do it. And also North bid spades. And Amanda's made the good point, yes. Yes, good point, Amanda and Nikki. Well done. You're thinking out of the box. So Amanda and Nikki have made a good comment that North-South don't have a club stopper anyway, otherwise they'd have bid no trumps. So we pretty much know partner must have the king of clubs. A good extra point. Well done for picking that one up. It was good observation, Margarita, by those players. That's why the chat box is so brilliant. We'd never ever be able to chat like this if I was giving you a face-to-face class. Everyone would be far too nervous. They never said anything. You can imagine me asking people to put their hands up. Right, what are we going to do at trick 3, everyone? Clearly, we need to rough it. Otherwise, we're getting no rough. So, well done. We're going to rough with the 9 or the jack. It doesn't really matter. 9 will do. Now then, we've reached an interesting point in the hand. So we're back in play. Diamond finesse is probably not going to work. But what do we do now? Do we draw trumps? Or do we do something else? Bearing in mind, my thoughts here are that East has overcalled vulnerable 2 clubs. They've probably got the king of diamonds as well. Also, it would really take a miracle to make 4 diamond tricks. The only way we could make 4 diamond tricks is if West had king X precisely, which is very unlikely. But are we going to draw trumps? It's not going to work playing the spades just yet. No. No, playing the spades won't help us. We'll get roughed. So we either need to draw trumps, or do you think we should play diamonds first? That's the question. Spades is a no-no. That can come later. Yeah, but Robertson, so we had to trump in a long hand here. Otherwise, we'd have been over-roughed by West. We had to trump with the 9 of hearts. Do you think it's better to go? We can afford to lose 1 trick, but should we go for diamonds or hearts? And the answer, let's go back to you in replay. Are you diamonds or hearts? You've got 3 seconds to make up your mind. The fate of this contract depends on it. But you must take the diamond finesse first, which loses. Now you see, they can't profitably do anything. The danger of drawing trumps here, if we'd have drawn trumps, all our trumps would have gone. Yeah, they'd all have been drawn. We'd have taken the diamond finesse, it lost to the king, and they'd have taken 3 club winners. We would have lost control of the hand. So it's really important. This is all about the timing, this hand. It's a really tricky hand, I think, actually. So very well done if you chose diamonds first. What would they come back? Spade, probably, to avoid themselves. But we win with the queen. And no return can hurt us. Even if they came back a club, we'd rough in dummy with the 10 of hearts, you see. If you just try that for a second. If they come back a club, we discard a diamond. They can rough in, but We over rough with the 10. Look. Draw the trumps. Back to hand with the queen of spades. Draw the last trumps, because it's going to take up all our trumps, you see. Hang on. Actually, a diamond can go. It doesn't matter. We've got so many winners. But let's just draw these trumps out. So bye, Assumpta. See you next week. Have a good week. We've drawn the trumps. And we claim the last 3 tricks. Thank you, Sam. It was good fun as always. I'm going to claim those winners. Diamond. All winners, aren't they? 420. Yeah, we made our 4 hearts. We did have to go for the diamonds first. That was hard to do, but well done, everyone. Thank you. It was fun. Let's just go back to the slides. 1031. Oh, it's addendum for the more experienced. Should we just do one of those? 1 diamond by North. You bid 1 spade. North, West overcalled 2 hearts. North's coming with 3 diamonds now. What do you think you might do with your 17 points now? Some of you have got to go. Good luck in your face-to-face, Hillary. Make sure you win. Those who are still here, 1 or 2 of you have got to go. Thank you, Philippa. It's a really, yeah, it is a really useful gadget, that Qubit. But it doesn't happen that often. Don't go mad on it. What do you think? 3 no trumps? 4 no trumps? 6 no trumps? I think the key thing of this hand here is that North has got a really decent hand. They must have about 16 or more points at a 6-card suit. Otherwise, they'd have passed with a minimum hand. So North has shown good values here. So we can bid 4 no trumps Blackwood. Asking for aces. We're definitely in the slam zone, aren't we? And some of you bid straight to 6 no trumps. I don't mind that. Might be missing 2 aces. You'd be very unlucky. But definitely looking for slam. 4 no trumps or 6 no trumps. Good. 3 no trumps would be a shutout. Partner wouldn't bid again. But you know partner's got a really good hand. 16 plus points. Good. Well done for bidding on. That's the full hand look. Yes, I think I meant by free bid, Alice. They didn't have to bid 3 diamonds here. With a weak hand, they'd have passed as North. 3 diamonds shows a really good hand, 16 plus points. The equivalent of a jump to 3 diamonds without the 2-heart overcall. Let's just remember 3 things. It would do, Peter, but you can't make it. But in duplicate, I'd end up in 6 no trumps. Could bid 6 no trumps. You might just go via 4 no trumps, so Caroline. You always assume, if you're playing Roman key card, you assume the last suit bid, if you're playing Roman key card, Rosemary, which would be diamonds. You don't have to end up in diamonds. Can we remember 3 things quickly? If your plan rebid has been taken away, then pass. You did very well on that. Raise partner's major to the 2 level with 3 cards and 6 to 9 points. And finally, a Q bid of the overcaller's suit asks partner for a stopper. Opener or responder for no trumps. It's the end of the show. 10:34 UK time. Glad to deliver such an instructive class to you today. Always an important lesson, that one.
Thank you, Jack. And thank you, everyone, for taking part, especially folks who could join us live. A fun lesson filled with really interesting examples and hands.
It's a good class, that one. I kind of forgot I haven't done it for a long time, how good that one is, Bashir. And those 2 set hands, the one where you duck the King of Diamonds, it's fascinating. You know how a really experienced player might not have led a diamond at all from ace, queen, jack 10, XX, knowing that declarer's got the King of Diamonds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gosh, the hands always are fun, but these are the situations where I start to panic. You know, when something doesn't go according to plan. Of course, the opponents decide to make things difficult for us. So it's fun.
Kings, I must say, Bashir, ducking kings is seriously something I wouldn't advise to do very often.
Right, I make the mistake more often than I'd like to admit.
Well,
and then I remind myself, just be careful. When in doubt, be careful.
I generally take kings. It is rare to duck a king in no trumps. Someone ducked a king the other day. I was playing against them. I thought, well, that's a good play. And then they ducked it again. I thought, what's happening? And then suddenly I played my ace and their king fell. Well, I took the first 6 tricks. So, yeah, they did make the mistake of ducking the king.
For a second, you go, are they playing a really deep game? What are they doing here?
Well, that's what I thought. And yeah, it was quite amusing. But yeah, so duck a king if the ace is already gone. That's fine. You can't come to any harm, but be really careful otherwise.
Jack, real fast, I thought I would share my screen just to show folks about LBO Social and how they can get a reminder for the scheduled times we have for meetups. Real fast, I'll
good idea. Give them a quick look at LBO Social, because they might not all know about that. I don't know much about it.
So if you go to and this is for everyone in the class, if you go to the class page or to the members page, you'll see LBO Social here. If it's your first time, first try clicking on it. But if you run into trouble, you might have to click here just to get started. It's included in your membership. And it's basically like a private Facebook page or a private WhatsApp group. But there's nothing that you have to register. Your personal information isn't shared. It's a place, hopefully, to help facilitate folks playing together. So you come here, you can just, chat with other folks in it. It looks like we have David and Dulcie here right now, which is great. But on the left-hand side, you'll see events. And these are the upcoming scheduled meetup times. I'm in Japan, so these are the times in my time zone, but you should see them in yours. And if you go here, you'll get a chance to RSVP. And if you do RSVP, you'll get an email reminder. There's no need actually to come here. The reminder, you could just go straight to Bridgebase and look for other tables that have LBO in the name. But if you do follow the link in the email, it will bring you back here where a voice room will be created for you. And the voice room is, I'll just write testing for right now. It's a place where you can chat with other people there. So you go in and anyone shows up, you can just say, hey, I'm over at this table. So give it a try. It's there. We hope it'll help. No pressure, no problem if you can't make it. Maybe the most helpful thing, I think, would be registering for the events that you're interested in if you'd like a reminder about where to go at that time. And once again, to get there, just click on LBO Social. It's on the members page as well. LBO Social, that'll bring you right over there. And Jack and I, we know a number of friends play privately. Friends in the class play privately. We think that's wonderful, but we can't, I guess, force folks to play with other folks if they're playing privately. So we recommend this as a place where everyone might be able to make friends with other folks in the class. So
Bajay, that's great. You've told them about LBO Social. Will you be telling or get Mary Ellen to tell the improvers on Wednesday at 11?
Absolutely. Maybe next week. Let's they get reminders from time to time in emails and stuff, but let's get the Monday class going, and then maybe I'll pop in for the Wednesday improvers and do a similar sort of.
It seems like a really good thing, for meeting, place to meet and make a plan to play on BBO.
We hope so. It's I know you share the appreciation, Jack, when we hear of folks playing together, and
great. It's really nice to know that since we started, loads of people are playing bridge, with friends they made on LBO. And some have even met up in real life. They sent me a photograph. They were playing at a golf club, I think. There was a group of 6 or 8, I think, playing there.
That's fantastic. All right, Jack, we better let you go. Thank you again for the fantastic lesson. Thank you, everyone who, especially folks who could show up live. If you couldn't join us live, maybe you can come next week. We would love to have you. But if not, I'll make sure that all of our lessons end up in the lesson library.
Just briefly, before I go, I have told everyone that a week today it's the review. Where we go back. It's really fun looking at all the more difficult aspects of the last 5 weeks. But if they want to come along on Wednesday, at 11 o'clock. We're doing tricky leads against Trump contracts.
We'd love to see you there. We'd
Yeah.
love to see you there. It's a really good practice. Even if you're generally familiar with everything covered in the improver class, I think you'll have a fun time. So, and
that's
it's
a fun class.
included in your membership. You might as well come on by.
I know a few do here, and Mary Ellen's always good fun as well.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Bye, everybody. Bye, Shauna. Bye, Medea, Bye, Margarita. Bye, all.